What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. Hope you're all having a good weekend. Early Sunday morning. Hey, what's up, Gigi? What's up, Corey? Hopefully, not too many people show up right now because they're in church. I just got off work. I'm exhausted. I have work again tonight. We're gonna crank through this pretty quick. Um, our analysis. Well, when I say this, like we were watching for calls here. Hopefully nobody took this because it didn't work out very well. We were watching for puts here. I guess that would have worked if you took it when we broke through. Um, but all of this was our analysis before the market opened. This was before, the day before. Friday morning, I posted this in my channel on Keenan's. Oh, shoot. Hang on one second. I just realized. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Never mind. So this was like roughly an hour before the market opened. If they give a retest of 607.64 on SPY, that's probably the entry for calls. And so that would put us right here. So hopefully some people grab that. I didn't give a target, but I did give a target when we were doing the analysis the day before. It would be the December value area high. And it would have been a good trade if you guys took that. With that said, let's go ahead and look at what we should expect for tomorrow. We're going to be gapping down, just FYI. Let's delete all this crapola first. So now the key is going to be trying to figure out where we're going to bounce. And that could be easier said than done. It's unfortunate that this here is not a virgin POC, because that would be a pretty good spot to watch for a bounce. But if we kind of zoom out, I saw a couple levels that look interesting. Actually, if we check on ES, and I have ES with SPY levels, so this here would be a pretty, like, I don't think it'll happen here, but because this is a poor low, right? So more than likely they're going to want to break through this and clean this up. And so with that said, this would be kind of like the next area of interest. But then if we're being realistic, like if we look at volume profile, oh, we don't have it on ES. Bummer. Or maybe we do.
Rockets, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Hey, how did you get your SPY levels on ES? Because I don't have real time data on TradingView. You see those purple numbers you have with SPY on your
No, I
how did you
understand that.
do
I
that?
don't understand how that correlates to not having live data on TradingView.
Oh, because my ES is 10 minutes slow. Like so ES will be trading at like let's say for instance 6,000
Uh-huh.
and on TradingView it would show that it's like
No, I
5,000.
get that, but so why wouldn't you get live data?
I'm just waiting for my plus 500 username and password. They have to send it to me
Oh, okay.
in order for me to integrate it with
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
it's just an indicator. So if you go to indicators and just type in, literally just type in SPY, ES, SPX. It's this very top one, SPY SPX ES price converter by PT Gambler. That's what I'm using.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Um, so I doubt they'll go this low. And actually, no, it's not even. Our first virgin point of control on ES or SPY is way down 5,830. I don't think we're gonna sell off quite that far. But yeah, I would be kind of watching mostly like 598 ish on SPY, possibly 595, 596. It's kind of this is so. I know it's a big range, but we're talking about predicting something, that's going to be pretty hard to predict. But I'd be looking for a bounce between like 595, 598 on SPY if we come down to these levels. So with that said, we'll just kind of look at SPY and see where we think we might bounce. I'm going to delete some of these older levels just because.
Hey, Ruckus, what makes
Yeah.
those like strong levels for you when you look at them?
Okay, so I mean, what do you see like here? Well,
I see a bounce off that level.
a massive bounce, right?
Yep,
Okay, so
big move.
what do you see here?
Another big move off that level.
Massive bounce, right? And it wasn't like
Yep.
we came down and kept tapping it and then moved. We touched it
Yeah,
and it
no.
flew, right?
Right.
Okay, so then what about here?
Another big candle off that.
Quick tap and just bounce, right?
Right. Yep.
And then what's the difference here?
A little bit of consolidation, then going up.
Well, so this is a weak low because we kept tapping, Like we didn't tap it and have a huge reaction. We tapped, and then had like a kind of little trickle up. And, like if you compare,
It took a while to get up, basically.
but not just that, if you compare like the difference here,
Hmm.
right? Like this, when we went up, we barely came back down and then went a little bit higher.
Right.
If we look at this one, we went up and then came almost all the way back down to here before
Right.
going higher, right? So, I mean, that's the distinction is this level is going to be weak when price comes back down to here. Most likely we're going to break through it. So this here is pretty easy to write off as if you were inputs and you're approaching this, you would kind of expect them to break through it, right?
Right.
So you can
Exactly.
almost be confident that you could ride puts or ride shorts through this level and you're going to make a new lower low on
Okay.
whatever, on this time frame.
Yeah.
Whereas when we approach this level, you've got to be worried about a bounce because
Because you had one
this
before.
this would be the retest, right?
Hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
And if we happen to come, to here, then same thing. We've got to be worried that this is going to be the retest and we're going to rock it,
Okay. Cool.
right?
Yep. That
So
makes that. Yeah.
this one here is the one that I would be the like as far, when I say this, like I would be the most concerned about would be like exiting my shorts or puts as we're approaching 591
Mhm.
because and actually 591 is probably late. Like if you look at Trader Dale's volume profile, he would be telling you you kind of want to get out here. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in the book.
Okay. Cool. I
Because,
think I know what you're talking about, but I want to see.
well, we'll show it for everybody, for
Yeah.
YouTube, for everybody. But so when we have a strong reaction like this, most likely we're not going to come all the way back down to here. We'll bounce before that, right? And you can
Yeah.
actually kind of see that. So what I'm talking about here, we see here, where we bounced here, we didn't come all the way back to it, and then we bounced again,
Hmm.
right?
So
So
yeah, it keeps kind of trying to come down, but it never kind of touches that level again.
I mean, eventually we probably will, but the next
Yeah.
time we come back down into this range, you're probably going to want to be closing shorts, at this level where we have this slight consolidation. And here, we'll just pull up Trader Dale's book really quick, just as a reference. Okay, so it's right here. So this is our strong high, which is, basically just the inverse of this, right? And then you can see, oh shoot, he's saying to exit at this consolidation, right before we hit that strong high.
Right.
So if we're looking at it on this chart, this is our consolidation. I would be, exiting probably right around 59, 79, 75. But so somewhere in this range, you want to be really like you could try to hold it a little bit lower, but if you start to see like a bounce in here, you want to, close your shorts or whatever. Just
Yeah, because it could rocket off of there.
get the hell out of the way, right?
Right.
But so it's just, this is stuff that you want to really like get ingrained in your head.
Yeah.
So week high, right? This is what we're talking about here. This is our week low. So the next time we come to there, we kind of expect price to do exactly what it's doing for this week high. It's going to come up and we're going to probably, see a little bit of a reaction and then break through, right?
What's one thing that you use to kind of like start helping you, like, not one thing you use, but what's something you did to start helping you realize, like, or seeing the patterns in the charts? Like, what helped you with that?
I don't think there's anything that really helps other than just screen time experience.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Unfortunately, that's not very helpful, but that's just the reality. Like, the more
Yeah.
time you can spend at the screen watching price moving, the more it's just going to, like, pop out to you.
Okay. Cool.
Um,
That does help, though.
But then the other big thing is, like the one trade a day for 6 months. That helps you start to recognize these things because you're forced to be patient and like wait for a really good setup. People really just underestimate how truly amazing and powerful doing one trade a day for 6 months is. And if you haven't done it, like, that's what you should be doing.
Right. But
So basically, I mean, you might have heard me say this, you might not have heard me say it. I'm sure there's probably people in YouTube right now that haven't heard me say this. Every really successful trader that I know has done one trade a day for 6 months. Every single one. I'm sure there's successful traders out there that haven't done it, but all of the ones that I know that are successful have done one trade a day for 6 months. You'll see a lot of people posting like massive wins and then they post massive losses. Those people haven't done one trade a day for 6 months. Or you'll see them just post the massive wins and they'll be quiet on the days where they take big losses. Either or, Some people aren't afraid to share their losing days. Some people are. I'm never afraid. I can show you guys my journal right now. This is my journal. So the last 4 weeks, I don't know why it says 5, but the last 4 weeks, this week I only took one trade. This week, and you can see like my losing days, I tend to overtrade, right? So this is consistent, right? So like one trade, 5 trades, 2 trades, 1 trade, 3 trades, 1 trade, 3 trades, 1 trade, 1 trade, 1 trade, 7 trades, right? So yeah, those days where right now, I don't know the best way to say this because I didn't follow my plan here, but right now, I've been trying to force myself to limit myself to 2 trades a day. Because typically what will happen, this day I got really frustrated because I was long. And when I say this, like, I'm not placing blame or anything. The only person I can blame is myself. But I was long in a trade, and Shorty kept talking like bearish, like, oh, we're going to reverse here and go down. We're going to reverse and go down, da 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 da, short, short, short. And so I closed my long position at a small loss and switched to short and got clapped. And if I had stayed long, I would have hit my profit target. And then I tried to short again, got clapped. And then I shorted, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but I'm pretty sure like I saw an area where it looked like we were going to bounce that I didn't recognize. And so I got a small win. And then I took another short, got clapped. Long, I don't remember why I closed early. Probably because I saw this, that we were coming up to like a key level to short. And then this trade like kind of cleaned up most of my crap for this day. But this first trade put me in a really bad mind space, if that makes sense. And it's just my fault. Like, I shouldn't let other people influence what I'm seeing when I'm in a trade. But Shorty, like, he's so accurate for the most part. It's kind of hard to ignore him when he talks. And then, of course, like I said, I closed this and flipped short, and it would have hit my long target, and it closed me out short. So, anyway, this is my last 4 weeks. I didn't trade very much this last week. Like this trade, I took Sunday evening, and then I didn't trade Monday. I took a trade Tuesday evening. I didn't trade Wednesday or Thursday because those 2 days I think Tuesday and Wednesday my back was like really bothering me. But yeah. The stuff in Trader Dale's book is just absolutely phenomenal. Excuse me. He only talks about a handful of setups, and you should just memorize them and kind of just trade those. Excuse me. And also trade the 80% rule. So like, I think on ES, like we had, 80% played out on ES. So like if we turn that off and draw, where's my previous day levels? Yeah, so if we move these forward, this is literally like the best trade setup you can take. I do this on 5 minutes, but you're looking for price to spend 45 minutes outside of the value area. So either above or below value area high or value area low. And then this also works, weekly, monthly, whatever. Once we spend 45 minutes or more outside of our value area, then at that time, you're looking for price to come back inside, which, we kind of did a couple of times. I'm going to delete this because it's going to be hard to see what I'm trying to show you guys. But I don't particularly like this where it's like we hit it and bounced and then hit it and broke through. 1, 2, 3. The thing that I really don't like is like this. I probably wouldn't have taken this trade because of what I'm about to show you guys. But so you want to see price break through like it did here, right? Where it's clean, we went through, and then the next candle didn't break back above, right? And then this candle, unfortunately, did kind of wick through. Like if that candle, stopped even just, sorry, I don't know why that came right on the line, but so even if this stopped like a little bit before hitting the previous day value area high, then I would have wanted to short this, right? But I like to see it clean where we break through, have a candle close or open and close below our level, or if it's to the upside, open and close above our level. Have a third candle open and close below our level. And then after you get those 15-minute candles below the level, you're looking for the retest, which we got here. And then this is your entry for short or for puts. And you target the previous day value area low. And then again, if it's, if the inverse happens where we spend 45 minutes below, come back inside, 3 5-minute candles or more retest, then you would play to the previous day value area high. When this setup happens, there's an 80% chance that you're going to explore from one extreme to the other. And like you can Google this and find information on it. Not that I think I explained it poorly or anything, but it's like a well-known thing. So you just go to Google the 80% rule, and you can find a lot of information on it. The key things that basically like explaining this is once we've spent 45 minutes outside, and then also like this is good to see here. So let me turn off session volume profile for just a second. This was a really good long entry here where like we broke above. This is kind of like our first test of this level. And then we came back and retested it, and you would grab calls from there and just play them up, right? Anyway, I digress. But so when you've spent 45 minutes or more above your value area or below your value area, they're showing that the participants in the market are happy with price, up in this range or whatever it is. When whatever happens that brings us back inside of our value area, and then we get those 3 5-minute candles or spend at least 15 minutes back inside of the value area, it shows that now the participants are no longer happy up here. They're happy back inside of our value area. And when that happens and you get that retest, again, 80% chance that they're going to explore from one extreme to the other. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense to everybody.
I have a question, and this might sound like, I don't know. Either way, so how do you differentiate like the retest and then the breakthrough? Like, because in his book he says to take your long off the first tap, but if you were to take the long off the first tap here, you would have got smoked on the retest. Does that make sense?
Whose book?
Trader Dale's book.
On what page?
I don't remember. I actually learned. I was watching his video It was in his video. He says maybe he does. I'm pretty sure he said go long on first tap with the retest. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, so I mean, we're talking about. I would have to hear the context of what he's saying,
yeah.
and I don't like. I'm not 100% sure when I say this, but I think you're missing context,
Okay.
right? So, like, I'm saying, I want to see breakthrough. Where is it? Sorry, up here. Breakthrough have 3 5-minute candles close below, and then yes,
Okay.
the first tap after we've spent 15 minutes inside is your short entry. Or the
All
same
right.
thing,
Cool.
if we break above and spend 3 5-minute candles above, the first tap is your entry for long or calls.
That's what I was missing because the retest first tap. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But you want to spend time above or below, right? Like you don't want.
Before.
So one of the entries that Shorty and I both like to take is break or like peak above and fail, right? And by peak above, like we're spending seconds above this level. If you took the retest, like this break and then this is the retest, you're going to get clapped every single time.
That's why you want those 3 5-minute candles, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, I don't just want 3 5-minute candles. I want 3 clean 5-minute candles. So
What do you
like
mean by clean?
where they're not touching the level.
Okay.
So here's a good example. Look at this. We broke through, right? And there's no question like sellers were not playing, right? We
Yeah.
blasted through this level. These wicks never touch the previous day value area low again. And then when you get your retest here, this would be your short entry. In this
Mm-hmm.
case, it didn't work out. You would have got stopped out. That's irrelevant because, again, I'm never afraid to show where entries don't work because we're playing probabilities and sometimes probabilities will go against us. But if we're
Yeah, I get.
consistently playing the correct probabilities, we're going to have like a 60 to 70, possibly 80% win rate. You're going to be profitable.
Right.
So the fact that it didn't work out is irrelevant. This is what you're looking for. Clean break. All of these wicks are below our level. Retest short. Didn't work out this
And that
time.
doesn't matter if it's previous week, previous day,
Doesn't
any
matter.
level.
Doesn't You
Right.
can make
Okay.
up levels on the fly. So like I
Okay.
was talking about this with my mentee the other day, right? If you're looking at Trader Dale's book, which I'll just pull it up again just to show you guys the exact example of what I'm talking about. I don't know how this turned into a class, but here we are. So support, support, support gets broken, retest short, right? Resistance, 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 resistance gets broken, retest long.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you're
So
looking for.
when you're saying you can make it up on the fly, you could see where stuff
Okay,
keeps on
so
bouncing.
here, let me show you. Do I have a level here?
Yeah, because it tapped twice.
No, but I'm saying, did I before? Like, I didn't have.
Oh no, you didn't have a level there.
I didn't have a
before.
line here, so I noticed. Like as the trading day is happening, we bounced, we bounced, we bounced, broke through. I would have been looking for a retest to go short. So far, I haven't gotten it, but the next time price comes up here, it's probably going to be a good entry to take short.
And then so you could do that like let's
Anywhere.
say yeah, let's say it's like tomorrow's Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Would you still look for that retest there? Or is that
Yes,
only okay.
absolutely, 100%.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I mean this is everything, right? So like, I just showed you an example where you can do it on the fly. Here's an example where it's not on the fly. We broke through, this is your retest, whatever. You grab longs. We bounced again, broke through. The next time you come to here, you're looking for short.
Yep.
Right?
That
So
makes,
this is support, broken. You're looking for the retest to go short.
cool.
Doesn't have to be
I,
same day.
yeah.
I mean, you could just do this over and over again. You can find examples, where it worked. Here's one kind of. I would probably like change this line, but something like this, where we bounce, break through, retest it, short, retest it again,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's your trade.
And then so when you're, let's say you make it on the fly, like your line on
Mm-hmm.
where you show support or resistance,
Mm-hmm.
where should you close out? Like where, or like not? I know you don't. You say you don't know exactly, but like, what are you looking roughly to close the trade on either long or short?
You haven't been paying attention,
No,
huh?
I have.
I'm messing with you. Where do you close the trade if there's a strong high?
At the strong high.
No, at the
No, a little before. A
consolidation
little
right
before.
before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Where do you close if you have a weak high?
A little before.
No, you're going to break through higher.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, you tricked me a little bit. Yes.
No, I didn't trick you.
No, 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 you didn't. I tricked myself. I thought
Yeah,
you were
you tricked
talking about.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm even showing you an example on the screen. All you had to do was look. There was no tricks.
No, yeah, I just
Zero
tricked myself.
tricks. You're overcomplicating things,
Yeah, I think I am.
which is easy to do, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Because I feel like people
memorize this shit from Trader Dale's volume profile.
Yeah, I got you.
So, okay. So, like right now, I'm mentoring somebody, right?
Yeah.
I have, when we first started, he only traded off a volume profile, one trade a day for a few months.
Yeah.
And then once I felt like he had it down, we're now just barely implementing footprints into his trading. Once he has that down, then we'll start learning TPO and implementing that into his trading. Hey, what's up, crypto plebs? Appreciate the donation. Thank you, bro. That's oh my gosh, sorry. What's your name? That's Crypto King Jumpman. We gotta post your link, bro. Let me get it really quick.
He's in Keenan's, right? He has his own section up.
Yeah. Right, crypto plebs, that's you, Jumpman, right? So, sorry, hang on, you guys are gonna hear noise really quick. Let me post his link. So when I do this, like, this is not just some BS. Like, I've actually been checking out crypto plebs or Jumpman, whatever you want to go by. I actually checked out his channel, and I've been watching like his analysis of crypto and the levels that he's giving out for entries, and he's spot on. So if you're interested in crypto, check out his channel. Go subscribe. He definitely knows what he's talking about. Definitely will not lead you wrong. And he was actually just recently made a Crown member or Crown trader on Keenan's Discord. So definitely check him out if you're interested in crypto.
Yo, Rockets.
Yeah, what's up?
Can't you use market profile and volume profile to trade crypto?
Yeah, absolutely. everything that we teach can be applied to any type of trading. So stocks, options, futures, forex, crypto, like whatever you want. It all of this works. It's all the same thing, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so you're trading based off of volume, and there's volume basically anywhere that there's volume, so you can trade using the things that we're teaching. Right? So really, like, Danny, I don't know really exactly what advice to give you, but just it sounds like you kind of need to take a step back. And I feel like I gave this advice on Friday, but we'll do it again right now because it sounds like it'll be beneficial to people and helpful. What we're about to do right now is look at SPY and figure out what we think is potentially going to happen tomorrow, right? And right now, this is going to be a tall order because if we look at ES, like, actually, this is kind of wild. But if we look at if we look at ES, basically it tapped 601 on SPY, and kind of started bouncing. This here is actually like one of my favorite setups. I don't trade off of a lot of patterns, but diamond tops and diamond bottoms I love. And this is a diamond bottom. And basically, I don't believe this, just to let you know. When you see a diamond bottom like this, it generally means that price is just going to rocket, right? The only issue with this is generally, if we're having a big sell-off into like a Friday, they're generally not done. Like, they generally don't hit the bottom on a Friday. They'll generally hit the bottom on a Monday, right? If you look back historically, like, I think a lot of market crashes happen on Mondays. There is one, right? Black Friday, not Black Friday. That's wrong. Let me see. Yeah, so there was one Friday. Oh no, so it's Black Monday, right? In 1929. That's what I was trying to say when I said Black Friday. Black Friday, as we all know, is the day after Thanksgiving, right? Oh, I guess there is a Black Friday stock market crash as well. 1969? Bro, what just happened? Yeah, Black Friday stock market crash. Or 1869. That's crazy. But so anyway, it's kind of wild that we're seeing a diamond bottom here on ES, which generally indicates like a bounce, but it is on a lower time frame. It's on 5 minutes. So, like, you know, that's going to be weaker. Oh yeah, crypto plebs, all good, my man. Like, hopefully you do realize, like, our conversation the other day was nothing personal. Like, I'm glad that you have your own channel now, and that's, you know, the appropriate place to be adding everybody, you know, with all the information that you want to share. So yeah, anyway, happy to have you here. And I'm happy, you know, like when I congratulated you on getting crowned, that was 100% genuine. I think, you know, like my audience base here can tell you, like, I don't beat around the bush. I don't sugarcoat things. Like, if I had an issue with you, I would tell you. But I'm generally like just a pretty chill, easygoing person that's, you know, I don't have a lot of problems with a lot of people. So anyway, hopefully that gets you some subscribers. You definitely deserve them. And hopefully your channel grows and you're very successful. It seems like you're doing a great job calling out trades and stuff. So Shout out to Danny. Yeah. Well, so Corey, the only way that you could ask me is if you're a member of Shorty's Discord. And basically what happens, so I'll show you guys here. If you're in Discord in Shorty's, I'm live in the Discord. So the people that are in the Discord, they can unmute themselves and talk if they wanted to. And then I'm also sharing my screen, in Discord, so they don't have to join YouTube and watch it with a delay. They can watch it live. And when I say that, it's not about like promoting the Discord, because we're not really like trying to get a ton of members. Shorty's Discord is just like a very small Discord where we focus on education. And like if I were to do what I'm doing right now in another Discord, there would be so many people with their mics open with background noise, and just like I would have to do too much moderation, like trying to like control people, versus like this Discord, like most people, like 90% of the time they're able to like manage their mics, and they're not going to have a bunch of background noise and whatever else. So that's why I'm able to be live in there. Right on, Corey. That's dope. Let me just look through the chat really quick. I've been like talking a lot. I know I already said hi to Gigi and Corey, but hi again. What's up, William? What's up, Rudy? What's up, GT Man? What's up, Tony? What's up, Maggie? I'm trying to figure out this name. Jaqueza? Anyway, I'm gonna call you Jess. Jess. What's up, Jess? What's up, Straight from the Pen? Yeah, so Straight from the Pen said, good morning. Thank you for what you do. I imagine that Canada's I'm just going to say retaliation, because I don't know why I can't say that word right now. Tariff statement will cause more turmoil in the markets. Cryptocurrency has been dropping. I agree 100%. We talked about this on Friday. I don't know how imposing tariffs on other countries is going to help our country, because you look at countries that have done things like that, and most of their goods are just extremely expensive. Because if you're charging a company or if you're charging a country tariffs, then they need to raise their prices to make up for the tariffs that you're imposing, right? I can understand how giving tax breaks to companies in the United States would decrease the prices of, like goods and services and whatever, like being produced here in the United States. But I don't see how imposing tariffs on other countries is going to lower, like our inflation, because you're just going to be increasing the costs of goods and things like that are coming over the border. Like, it just doesn't work. With that said, like, Trump is a way better businessman than I am, and so maybe he knows something that I don't know. But from my understanding of, global economics and the stock market, I think we're finally going to get like the pullback that we actually need to nip this inflation in the butt. Like, up until, I'll just say, January 1st, like, our stock market has been on this wild tear that doesn't make any sense, because you look at everything economic, like, without looking things up. Like, I haven't looked recently, so some of this might be misinformation, but like our credit card debt is at an all-time high. Our defaults on credit card debt is at an all-time high. Our defaults on car loans are at an all-time high. Our defaults on house payments are at an all-time high. Like, none of that stuff is screaming that our economy is doing well, right? We almost had like a major banking crisis, right? And they got bailed out. Like, just nothing good is happening economically, but yet the stock market is just like crazy, right? I don't see how it's savable, honestly. I did say when Trump was elected, like, if there's one person that can fix things, it's him. And it's just because he has such a great business mind that maybe there is a chance that he can fix this. But I'm very doubtful, even at best, right? Like, he might be the one person that could do it, but it seems like we're in such a deep hole that nobody can do it, you know? That's kind of where I'm at. What's up, Alan? What's up, Red? What's up, Corey? A different Corey. Two Corys. Maggie, yeah, definitely get Volume Profile. Amazing book. Sorry, that's my daughter in the background, 6-month-old. What's up, Little Mind? Yeah. Sorry, still reading through all this chat. Somebody said thank you to you, Danny, for asking the questions because they wanted to hear the answers as well. Oh, that sucks, Alan. All right. So let's get into it. It's going to be interesting to see. So, like, Shorty's going to be going live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time, to do a class. I don't even know what he's doing a class on. He mentioned it, but I forgot. But he'll be live this evening doing a class on something. And when he goes live, at that point, like, the futures markets will be open. And it'll be interesting to see, like, how much we've gapped down. But I am expecting, you know, a pretty significant sell-off. But with that said, like, we're just going to chart up our levels because that's really the best that we can do until the market is open. And then at that time, you know, we can reassess and kind of figure out where we think things might bounce and, you know, what have you. So I'll just start with my... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to start here because that's not a good idea. Let's do this the correct way, which is to go to 4 hour because we have a new month, right? So right now we just went from January to February. So we need to do our monthly levels, which means PVP indicator. We're going to be doing 1 month for the time period. Value area volume 68, row size 100. Under style, check value area high, value area low, POC. We always do monthly levels on the 4 hour chart. Okay. And then from here, we're just going to chart our January value area high. This is our January value area low. And then this is going to be our January Virgin POC. From here, we're going to switch our input to 1 week. And we're going to go to the 65-minute chart. And that'll give us our previous week levels. And for those, we're going to drag our levels forward. So previous week to current previous week. Previous week low to our current previous week. What do I have on? I drew a fixed range volume profile there. Interesting. And then bring forward our POC. Oh, so our previous week and Well, actually, the previous day is going to move, so I can move that out of the way. There's our previous week, POC. And then from here, we go to the 30-minute time frame. We turn off PvP, turn on session volume profile. Settings are going to be exactly the same as PvP. Value area volume 68, row size 100. Under style, check value area high, value area low, POC. And then on this one, we're just going to bring forward our previous day. Value area high, previous day, POC, and our previous day, value area low. These levels are going to be pretty irrelevant tomorrow unless we happen to get like some big bounce, but not very likely. Right now, you can draw SIGs on the last 4 days if you wanted to. I'm not going to, just because... Actually, let me just look at it. I don't think it's going to make very much sense, in the sense that... Yeah, I'm not going to draw this. I'll give you guys the levels if you want it. So first SIG for the last 3 days... 605.19, 601.45, second SIG, 608.96 and 608.41. Third SIG, 609.74, and the bottom it looks like it's going to be the same, 698.41. This actually might be a potential bounce level here. This like 598.31 to 598.54. I'm kind of expecting them to bring this lower though, but it is a potential area where we could get a nice bounce. It's a pretty stacked level. I think also what on the weeklies, I believe we have overlapping weeks. Yeah, very slightly overlapping. If you wanted to draw SIGs on the last 2 weeks. But then I think even more interesting is if we look at the 4 hour and look at the previous month. I think we've got some overlapping months. So yeah, right now you could do the last 3 months for SIGs. And this will probably give us a way more accurate level for SIGs.
Are you disregarding last week because we're in an imbalance and we had an aggressive sell-off?
Am I disregarding last week? What do you mean?
Yeah, because last week we had those 4 overlapping distributions. So those value areas. So are you disregarding it because we had an aggressive sell-off and you don't anticipate us going back up into those value areas?
Sorry, let me look at what you're talking about. Oh, so you're saying like that we could draw our SIGs on the last 2 weeks, and you're asking if I'm disregarding it because of what? I'm sorry.
Because you anticipate an aggressive sell-off, so we're gonna knock out all the SIGs anyway.
Yeah, and I think our monthly levels are going to be way more likely to be respected. So if we look at our monthlies, Friday the 1st through now. Varia volume 68. These I'm going to put on my chart. Turn off PvP. So I'm just going to say our first SIG is October.
You know, I've never seen you do this.
What?
I've never seen you draw like monthly SIGs.
I do it occasionally.
But it makes sense as to why you're doing it now, because
Yeah,
the sell-off
because
is very
we need to
aggressive.
figure out where we're going to be bouncing, you know? I don't like to have like an excessive number of lines on my chart. And so basically the thing is I'm always looking like, I guess the best example I can give is like, let's just say, you know, down here, like our October levels, right? I might not necessarily have October levels on my chart, but if I notice that price starts coming down to October, then I'll be like, oh shoot, I better put October on my chart. Because if we break back inside, for one, I could be looking for 80% down on the monthly. But also if I come back inside October's levels, like I need to know where those levels are. Or if I'm retesting and bouncing off of it, I need to be aware of that as well. Right? This will be second SIG. And this is just kind of aligning already with what I'm looking at. Potential bounce here. First SIG generally doesn't get respected that much. Sometimes it does. Our second SIG, this is, you know, we already kind of talked about this. Like, there's a chance they bounce it here, but it's also a poor low, so they might want to break lower. But breaking below this, coming back and retesting would be a good long, right? Oh, I need to write on these that these are monthlies. And then our second SIG at the top is probably going to be our third SIG as well. Yeah, it is. September POC. Whoa, what just happened? Okay. I mean, so the big thing here is like, these are our levels. If things are really gnarly tomorrow, like you don't want to be trying to be the person trying to time the bottom. Okay? Melanated, that was on 5 minutes, that diamond on right here. So 5 minutes on ES. Let's see. So here's some examples. Like this is a diamond bottom rocket. Here's a diamond bottom rocket. I wouldn't consider this a diamond bottom. And you can see like we didn't even get the reaction, right? Like compared to here and here. This is a diamond bottom. And then the same thing, diamond top, you're going to reject. Whoa, don't be... Maybe I should be careful about what I'm typing here. Accidentally showing nudity on YouTube. So here's a diamond bottom, a diamond top here, sell off. Maybe this was a diamond top before the sell off. Generally, you'll see like a very aggressive move, whereas this is like diamond top. Again, I don't even know that I would call that a diamond top. Same thing there, not really. This is a diamond top. Diamond top, yeah. Diamond top. A different kind of diamond top. Crazy. I gotta be careful with these pictures before I get like canceled on YouTube. Yeah, so kind of zooming in again, like I really wouldn't recommend too much trying to time the bottom, but depending on how hard we're selling off, this is kind of something that you really want to be watching live, and see how price is reacting at levels. But sorry, excuse me. Kind of all of this through here. I don't know. For some reason, this keeps bringing my eye here as like a spot where we might get a bounce. Both of these single print levels are pretty strong. Most specifically, the one at 594.64. So we might see a bounce here. When I decided, I almost said, hey, I'm not going to go live today because we're having such a big sell-off. There was no point in me even trying to look for option trades for tomorrow, because trying to do it and not knowing where, price is going to be on whatever ticker symbols I'm looking at makes it really difficult. And so I almost just said, you know what, ixnay on the video. But then I was like, worst case, like at least people are getting levels and seeing me chart live. And then also, I think on a side note, like we got to talk about, some pretty good stuff as far as education wise, looking for setups, talking about setups. So all of that should be beneficial. But when I was originally looking, or thinking about making this video, I was kind of saying to myself, that I wasn't even going to say like look for a bounce here or whatever, because if what I think might happen tomorrow happens, we're not going to be getting a bounce. We're just going to sell off more. But again, we kind of have to just wait and see what happens tomorrow to really be sure about that, I just realized I didn't draw my TPO levels. Single prints, but I kind of can't see. It's a little bit lower than that. And then it looks like we have a spike on the M period here. It's a small one, but it's a spike. And so basically with this, I'm going to put it a little bit lower than where it actually is. It's basically in line with the previous day value low. So this is our spike base, our spike, I'm sorry. And up here is our spike base. And then for people that are, frequent people on the Discord, on the YouTube, you guys know what to expect here, but we'll cover it really quickly for people that don't. Basically, how this works is with a spike on the M period on TPO. If we open below the spike, then this is a very bearish. And that's most likely what's going to happen. If we open between, it's slightly bearish. And if we open above, it's bullish. Okay. So I think tomorrow is going to be pretty wild. We should also just check our news. And actually, there's something else I want to look at.
Spy's saying it's already 598.
What's that?
Spy's already at 598.
Interesting. How? Let me look at... Is this the 24-hour SPY thing?
Yeah, it's just like on your favorite app, Robinhood.
Yeah, after we closed on Friday during the extended hours, it did go down to 598.
598.98, right? Yes? Anybody?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be here as well. Yeah. So, yeah. We're coming to like that first, and we're going to crush through this. So, more likely, we're going to be looking for a bounce probably in here. But again, like, I wouldn't be trying to time the bottom on this. Like, I have a feeling that we're just going to be slicing through levels tomorrow. But again, that's just a feeling. So, I could be completely wrong. Now I forgot. Oh, so I want to look at news for tomorrow. I'll post this. Everybody should be using this website. Monday, we've got some stuff pre-market that's going to give us a move. And we have ISM manufacturing PMI 30 minutes after the open, which is going to give us a pretty significant move. So be aware if you're trading, around 10 a.m. that you're going to get a crazy news candle. Okay. And it looks like, well, that 945 news as well will definitely affect the market too. So final manufacturing PMI, this will affect we'll get a news candle at 9:45 and we'll get a news candle at 10 a.m. So once a month, I can look at monthly charts. I mean, I guess you can look at this at any time, but only once a month can you really look at it with the current candle and get an idea, of how things are looking. Right now, it's pretty low volume for monthly compared to the more recent past. Excuse me. Ooh. I'm exhausted. So November and June were a little bit lower than the current volume, possibly October as well. But prior to that, our volume isn't as low as it is right now for quite a while. Actually, yeah, I can't even... Pretty far back, so... And with that said, like, we're at a pretty gnarly level, right? Like, anybody that knows anything about trading, like, this right now is not sustainable, right? We need a healthy pullback to go higher. Maybe we're finally going to get it right now. I don't know. We'll see. And then also, like, this is interesting to notice. If you look at our ES contracts, ESH, oh, I guess I don't have it drawn here. Oh, I do. Where is it? This. If you remember last, let me turn off this. We came up, this was like a peak above and fail, right? This is our retest, and we shorted this or took puts. We actually swung puts over the weekend, right? And well, that's Sunday, so whatever, open Monday morning, over here somewhere. Yeah, so we opened right here on Monday morning. Boy, this just will not let me get that candle. Thank you. So this was pretty key. Hitting the top of the 2024 value area high, retesting it. Pretty easy area to take puts or take shorts. I played both. I took puts and shorts. I swung the puts over the weekend. This was called out Shorty's Discord. It was also called out in Keenan's Discord. I made like 700%. It was an absolute banger play. And then, you know, like, if this is our strong high, you know, like the same thing Trader Dale kind of talks about, right? You come to this consolidation area over here. Like, this is where you're closing if you happen to get in long on this strong low, right? You want to be closing here because we have a strong high up here. And now we're getting the sell-off again. And I know, like, Shorty, he swung puts on SPY, and he also swung puts on NVIDIA. So yeah, when we look at our, you know, like our monthly candles, like, this is, both of these are probably, what is it? Well, it's 610, 38-ish, we'll say, roughly. So if we turn back on our SPY levels, this is 610, right, where we sold off from. So both of these candles the last 2 months kind of came to that level and have sold off, right? Again, I'm just looking for a healthy pullback from here. And then once a week, I can look at, like, my weekly candles. On the weekly, this looks more sustainable than the monthly. And then on the weekly, we actually have, like, pretty good volume, right, for this last week. And it's good green volume. And so, like, what I was talking about as far as more sustainable, like, this, you know, we had like a run up, sell off, little move back up, sell off, little sell off here, little sell off here, little sell off here, little sell off here, so on and so forth, right? Like, It's not just straight up like on that monthly. So here, like on the weekly, it looks way more sustainable. And again, good volume this last week. So it actually looks kind of promising for a bounce on the weekly. On the monthly, it doesn't look very promising at all. Daily, we've got like pretty significant red volume. Last Friday was the last time we had, like red volume as significant as this Friday. And on Monday, we actually bounced. But they went lower Monday and then bounced. So maybe we'll get the same thing this week. We'll have to see. That's going to be really all that I have for you guys. Again, probably don't want to try to be a hero and time the bottom. But maybe we'll figure it out and we'll be able to call it out live or something if we see it. But for right now, watch where we open. Open below the spike, we're probably looking for puts. I would be tentative tomorrow on your trading. Sorry, I'm reading through chat right now. Yeah, Tony, I agree with you. It's going to be interesting this year for the dollar. Yeah. It's so funny. Like, Melanated, I read your question already, right, about what time frame the pattern's on. But I'm so tired right now because I need to go to bed. And I'm rereading your question, and I read it as that diamond pattern is on what the fuck? And I'm like, what? Like, oh, that's right, Alan. Shorty, so like, for people not in Shorty's Discord, I mean, I wouldn't miss the class because he's probably going to cover stuff that will pertain to everybody. But he's actually going to be going over the indicators that are used in his Discord. So it's like the orbit sweet stuff. This. So he's going to be going over the orbs and the clouds, which basically the orbs give you levels. And then there is like a buy and sell indicator, and then you have the trend line, which is generally green on move ups, and when it switches to red is where you would like close your calls and be in puts, and until it switches back to green, which it did here, you would stay in puts basically. I don't use that, but it does work fairly well. And then you have the basically your orb levels, which are set like from the open kind of thing. Gives you your initial balance high, initial balance low. And then he's also going to be going over the clouds, which... Oh, actually, I think... Excuse me. That's the straight clouds. It's way better to look at. Or, straight clouds are nice. But the regular clouds, I think they look better. And then you also have to choose all the time frames. Like 4 hour, weekly, monthly, quarterly. And so, see, like, this is what's sick, right? This might be a little bit hard to see. I'll clean this up. I don't know. It would be nice to know what color's what. I guess the green, is the 4 hour. So, like, if we just kind of remove everything else. Well, the monthly is not bad. or that's the quarterly. What is it? So I'm sure you guys can see the distinction here. Like right here, this cloud is open because it's a light color, and here the cloud closed. And when the clouds are closed, it basically just means price can't pass through it. It could go to the far side, but it shouldn't break above. And when the clouds are closed, really the only time that it doesn't respect that is if there's some news event that sends it through. But for the most part, like you could go back historically, like here the clouds close, price didn't even try to go through it. The cloud opens, price breaks through it, right? We come back inside, and then we're trading between the top and the mid, which you see like in uptrends between the top and the mid. And then we came up to that closed cloud, and that's where we sold off from on Friday, right? So that's how strong, like when you have a closed cloud, like it's pretty easy to trade off of. Here's a closed cloud again, right? And this stuff, it doesn't print after the fact. Like if the clouds are closed, you see it. So like when price came up to here, same thing, tapped it, sold off, right? Here's an example of it not being respected. And this looks like a big old news candle, right? We have to go back and figure out what happened Friday, the 10th of January at 7 o'clock in the morning. But they were able to crack through the clouds, the closed clouds there. Same thing, closed, bounced, opened, broke through, right? These clouds are pretty freaking deadly and amazing. Closed, rejected, right? Closed, kind of hit the top and sold off, opened, and then broke through, right? Here, again, this is definitely news, right? To gap. This is, I think, probably when Trump was elected or whatever. November 5th, November 6th. Yeah. Anyway, you guys can see, like, they're pretty damn accurate. They basically just act as, like, major support and resistance levels. And specifically when they're closed, they'll act even more so as major support and resistance levels. And the only thing that really, like, takes them out is news. Another setup that Shorty will cover all of this tonight, but like this here where we break above and come back and retest, this would be where you would grab calls or go long. And this is called a bullish money shot. Wait, no, I'm sorry. This is a bullish backdoor. And then if it was below, so like this here where we broke through, came back and retested, you would take shorts here or puts here, and this would be a bearish backdoor. When you come inside, I don't know, like this could be the retest, this could be the retest, this could be the retest, but like when you come inside and retest and grab calls, that would be a bullish money shot. And when you come from the top retest, you would take puts or shorts, and that would be your bearish money shot. Anyway, these are very customized Keltner channels or Keltner clouds. What did I just do? Okay. And as you guys can see, like, they're pretty damn accurate. So good to have. And actually right now, like, this 4-hour cloud is lining up with one of our areas that we were considering looking for a bounce, right? If we turn on more clouds, I mean, for one thing, like, then things start to get a little bit congested, But always good to know where they're closed like this. The weekly top being closed, like nothing is breaking through this. But yeah. So that's what Shorty is going to be talking about tonight. But again, some of the stuff he talks about might not apply to people that are not in his Discord, but I'm sure he'll be talking about stuff that does apply to people, you know, to everybody, you know. Yeah, I would put monthly SIGs on your charts, Alan. Absolutely. Weekly is up to you. You could do both. Joe Henry, so nothing personal. I'm not going to be going over NVIDIA right now because the same thing as SPY, it's going to be selling off massive. And I need to get to bed. I have work tonight. I need to get some sleep, and I don't really have time to chart it all up. What we can do actually is just like look at the clouds and kind of see where we might think it might bounce. I think that's a fair trade-off. But they're selling off pretty hard right now. This is probably what you want to be watching for tomorrow. A bounce in this range here. I know it's a pretty big range, but you just want to see how price reacts in this area here. Why did that not do anything? Okay. There we go. Oh, I understand what happened. I like this red. All right. Oh, no worries. Straight from the pen. Bald head. It's if you go under indicators and just type in SPY, ES, SPX, it's going to be the top one. Price converter by PT Gambler. Okay. Big Brat, yes. The indicators I'm showing, like the clouds and the orbs, yeah, those are only available through Shorty's Discord. They're great to have, but like it's not like a must for trading. You know what I mean? So like I don't I kind of talk about this quite a bit. Like this is never about like promoting a Discord. Everything that we teach for free on YouTube. The only thing that you wouldn't get like in YouTube is like our discussions that we have within the Discord, where we'll do like more of, you know, like discussing what we're seeing or whatever, asking people questions, like seeing what they see, and then sharing with them what we see after they've given their analysis, kind of thing. And then also we trade live pretty much 5 days a week in the Discord. Very rarely do we ever trade live on YouTube. But those live trading sessions are, you know, they're there. You can go back and rewatch them. Me and Shorty are both pretty deadly on our call outs. We'll kind of call the tops and the bottoms. Like if we're in a long, we'll be like long here, close there. And where we close, we'll generally flip to short because our target, you know, to get out of our trade is generally where price will reverse and go back down and vice versa. Oracle, I kind of already have it charted. It's in a buy zone for me right now. So this is where I would be like loading the boat. I would be buying here, selling here, selling here. And you can see like this I drew a while ago. And if you listened, you know, buy here, buy more here, whatever, close some here, close all of it here, buy here again or whatever, buy more down here, buy more there. Like we're going to bounce back up. Right now, the 4-hour top is closed. It could open back up, by the time that price comes up to here. But for right this minute, it's closed. And when I talk about the clouds, like Shorty will probably cover this more in depth, but 4-hour clouds can open and close once every 4 hours, and they can move once every 4 hours. Daily clouds can only open or close once a day, and they can only move once a day. Weekly clouds can only open or close once a week, and they can only move once a week. Monthly clouds can only open or close once a month, and they can only move once a month. Okay? But so yeah, weekly's closed here. Well, again, this is the magic of these clouds. Weekly's closed, tap it, sell off, tap it again, sell off. Daily bottoms closed, tap it, run. These clouds are pretty magical. Nice thing to have on your chart. So there's Oracle for you, all right? All right, cool. Well, I feel like unintentionally this ended up turning into a class, which is good. Hopefully, it was educational and beneficial to people. And then also, as a side benefit, you guys got some levels for SPY. We really have to see what happens tomorrow. Again, it could be just like a crazy gnarly red day. But again, when we looked, looking at the monthly, it looks really sketchy. Like we could have a major sell-off. Looking at weekly, there was much better structure. Looking at daily, there was better structure. But I think we are due for a pretty substantial pullback. And maybe that'll happen tomorrow. Like I said, don't try to be the one timing the bottom unless you have a lot of confluence that's saying, yes, go long here, or yes, grab calls here. But like if, whatever, just, I know this isn't SPY, but if tomorrow, like we come to a key level, bounce, retest, then maybe that is your indication to be long or be in calls, right? But I wouldn't be trying to time the first bounce. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, just play it safe tomorrow, everybody. Hopefully everybody has a good rest of your weekend. You guys should probably be in church. A lot of you probably need it. I'm joking. With that said, again, it was actually pretty dope that we got to get some, education mixed in with charting live, figuring out some levels. Again, I hope that people benefited from it and learned from it. As always, big thank you to all the subscribers. Extra big thank you to the friends of the stream. A big thank you to I don't know why I forgot, like Jumpman. Big thank you for the donation. And then for people that are new, if you're tuning in for the first time, I would appreciate, a follow, a subscribe. We really kind of focus on education on this channel. We're not hiding stuff behind paywalls. We're not trying to sell courses. We're not trying to sell a Discord. We give it all away for free. And I think, you'll find a lot of good information on our YouTube channel. So with that said, if you are new and you enjoyed what you saw, please give us a subscribe. We appreciate it. Helps us out, just get the information out to more people, which is kind of just the goal, is to try to help people out as much as possible. With that said, much love, much respect, everybody. We will catch you tomorrow at some point. I'll go live. Hopefully we can look for some option setups tomorrow. And as always, we'll chart SPY live and kind of figure out what we see for Tuesday. All right. Much love, much respect.
Rockets, thank you for everything. I appreciate
no worries,
you.
brother. No worries.
Thank you, the best.
Thank you for all the questions, because I know it benefited a lot of people. So,
Of course.
Yeah. No, it was actually like really good. had us, you know, talk about a lot of stuff and go into a lot of education stuff that I'm sure will help a lot of people. And actually, really quick before I end this, get Trader Dale's volume profile and learn. I'm just going to pull it up on the screen again really quick. I hate reading, and I loved reading this book because, I mean, obviously, if you don't enjoy trading, like this book will be boring as hell. But if you like trading, it's a really interesting book. And if you especially focus on the setup part, you know, support, breakthrough, enter short the next time you come there, or enter short
Yeah,
on
I
the
actually
retest.
never finished a book till this book. I never even read a full book ever in my life.
Yeah.
So I read this book.
And like I said, it's actually like super interesting, right? And then the
Yeah.
inverse, you know, resistance, breakthrough on the retest, grab calls or grab longs. Open drive, that's where you have sideways price action, a big move, and on the retest you would enter in the same direction. In this case, it's short. Another, this is a market open drive, so where we sell off at the open, come back and retest, enter short. This would be an open drive where we have that consolidation, big move, retest, grab longs, or grab calls. The ABCD patterns I don't really pay too much attention to, but you guys can. This is all ABCD. The only thing what I don't like about this is it's subjective what you're picking as ABC, to figure out where to short, kind of thing. This is another setup. Like, this is the start of the US session. From there, we sold off. When you retest it, you would jump in shorts or jump in puts. So this is the daily open, come back to the retest, go in long, right? So if you just memorize, you know, the setups that he covers, and then also memorize, you know, the strong highs, strong lows, weak highs, weak lows, and then add that into your trading. You know, like when we have a strong high, we wouldn't expect price to go all the way back up to there. Though we want to close at that like first consolidation area before the strong high. And where we have a weak high, we kind of expect price to break through. Same thing, strong low, we don't expect price to go all the way back to it. Weak low, we expect price to break through and go lower. And you guys, in the description of the video, you can find this book. There's an Amazon link. But you can also just go to Google and type in Trader Dale volume profile. So here, Trader Dale's volume profile. And then you can go right to his website, right? And I hate that it's kind of got this scammy crap, but it's a legit website. If you type in your name, and you don't even have to use like your full name, you don't have to use a real name. You could put the letter A here if you're worried about it. Type in your email address. You can download this book for free. With this, he is gonna basically like send you, you know, like what's it called? Advertising information. Like, hey, join my site, take my courses, whatever. He does have courses that are actually very valuable, because he's an amazing trader, that teaches some really good education. So like if you were looking to buy a course, his would be one of the few that I would actually recommend buying. But if you're not interested in that, you just grab the book and download it, and then you can unsubscribe, like if you don't want communication from him. But he also does send setups that he sees. Like, I don't know the frequency because I don't really pay attention. But because I don't need to. Like I'm a good enough trader on my own without, like getting trade ideas from other traders. And so from him, he will send trade ideas like a couple times a week or whatever. And it seems like they hit pretty often, like more often than not. Those trades that he sends out end up working out really well. Adkin, that's dope. Well, welcome. Hopefully you enjoy the content and hopefully it's helpful. Yeah, so the book is, I know you guys can see it now, but Volume Profile by Trader Dale. So, yeah, good stuff. Alrighty. Memorize the setups in this book. Like if there's one book that you really want to learn and focus on, this is it. This is like, yeah, and so Scott Dog just mentioned he has other books. I personally am like a physical copy person, so I like to buy the physical copy of books because I like to be able to, I don't like to read on a screen, I guess. So like right here next to me, I have my Order Flow by Trader Dale. This is another amazing book that you eventually want to read and learn. But if you're a new trader, I would learn Volume Profile first and trade off of that for at least, 6 weeks to 2 months before you start trying to add more. Because if you try to learn too much all at one time, you're basically going to end up having analysis paralysis, and you're just going to be like stuck and not know, like when to enter a trade because you're trying to look at too many things without enough experience. Okay. Sorry, I got to put this book back down without knocking a million things off of my very messy desk. Managed to knock some things off. All right. Looks like we covered everything. So with that said, much love, much respect to everybody. Peace out. I'm going to go get some sleep. Bye. We'll see you tomorrow.